Hi guys! How's it going? Hey Mord! Hi Fury! Okay, one sec. Sorry, I just kind of like flew in, started the stream. I'm all like kind of still pushing things out of my way on my desk. Because life is chaos. And everything doesn't go as you plan. Hey, Manuel, Leth, how's it going? Okay guys, so today we're gonna do what I normally do. So creature sculpting. We're gonna go back to sketching. We're gonna go back to just doing the design on the fly sort of a thing. We're not going to focus on any particular feature specifically, but again, like if you have questions, of course, ask away. I'm going to give it a few minutes to let people filter in just for a bit, and I'm going to finish posting, telling people that I'm alive. I'm alive and I'm doing things. Hey Doug. Blue for buttons? Yeah. Oh, I should put in my UI for you guys. I've been asked that a few times. I'll put my 4R8 UI up when I get a second, and I'll give you guys the link to that one too. In case anybody wants like the minimalist thing that I do. Hey Reggie, how you doing? Okay. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hey Just, Mr. Rue. Hello. How did I change? Oh man, that's another one that I get a lot. Okay, well, UI wise, if you go into your, let's say your brush palette, and you see all of these, you can literally, like with ZBrush's UI, you can drag out almost anything that you want. It is super customizable. So if you see something that you like, just go Control Alt and drag. But you remember to have in your interface wide buttons on right here, because if you don't have wide buttons on, then I don't think it works. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that you might need that, and in not config. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I think. Wow, I am glossing. Anyways, enable customize is in here, and then you go and you do Control Alt and you drag it out, and you can drag those sized ones down here. So you do that for brush, you do that for alpha, and texture, which is over here. Hi Eric! Hey Bacon, hey Stress, hey Ferrix, hey Nub. Config, enable customize, yes, it was right there, like I was glossing over it, like I saw it like 5 times, I was like enable, nope, that's not it. That happens sometimes. Yeah. Hey, Link. What's up? Tentacle. Okay. Alright, guys. So, if you don't know me, hello. My name is Ashley, and I am a 3D character artist. I do character dev work, I do character designing, I do character modeling. So, anything character, other than maybe rigging, don't ask me to do anything to do with rigs. That's what I do. So what we do on my segment of the Pixelogic streams is I take a sphere, which you see is very beautiful right here, this beautiful sphere that ZBrush has provided everybody, and I take that and I just destroy it. I destroy the beautiful sphere and I turn it into some crazy ugly monster of some kind. Usually for these segments I don't have, I'm not particular about focusing on any kind of a concept art or anything like that exists or anything like that. I'm just kind of practicing and playing with my imagination and focusing on shape language and design and making sure that I'm getting like shapes and forms that I really, really am happy with, and also experimenting to see what kind of like lines work together and composition of one particular character. Like I find it fascinating and really important too to think of a character like your canvas, right? So if you're thinking of the entire character, you're not focusing on one, you're not thinking of one part of your canvas or character at a time, right? You're thinking of it as a whole. So how do all of the larger shapes work in conjunction with each other to bring the whole thing together and make it work? And so that's something that I love to practice, and I find the best way to do that is by free sculpting. I'm able to just kind of like play with shapes and not really worry about if I'm getting things right. If I end up liking the design or where it's going, I will always use reference afterwards. And I have to stress to you, if you are doing any kind of a study, don't be like, I did this study out of my head. Don't do that. Don't do that. You need to reference. If you are any level of artist, you always need to reference things, but this is an exercise, right? Like this is what I like to do as an exercise to keep myself loose, to keep myself creative, and to practice shapes and forms and the fundamentals of design, all that kind of stuff. And we can get some really crazy things out of this. We've gotten some crazy things. And so that's really what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, once I stop talking a whole bunch, I'm going to take this sphere and I'm going to smash it around. Hey Wipeout, hey Poop. I heard you made a Barbie, but you've never seen, oh, you want to see my Barbie? No, that's not this stream. We're a serious stream. Ooh. That is hot tea, not warm tea. All right. Okay, so as all of these streams start, if you guys want to follow along, please do. I would love to see what you guys are working on. And of course, if you don't have ZBrush, but you'd like to try it, down below there's a 45-day free trial that you can download for free and use for free, as in the title. So you can do that. You can play along, you can sculpt along, and just try it out. I can tell you right now, you won't be disappointed. Also, if you need any help getting around the UI, or you have any, questions, beginner questions, intermediate questions of ZBrush, yes, you can ask me, but also, you can also go to Z Classroom. So I just linked that in the description, so if you have any questions you want to learn ZBrush a little bit more thoroughly, that maybe, the presenters can't help you with 100% and you just want to crunch through a bunch of videos, Z Classroom is for you. And with that being said, got all the formalities out of the way, we're gonna start breaking this sphere and doing what we do. Legend says, I did something cute one time and then I killed it. No, I do lots of cute things. My job is a character artist on animated feature films, so it's a little different, my home life, I like to do, my personal work is quite different from what I do at work. I like to keep things fresh. But, yeah. Okay, alright, enough dilly-dallying. Should we start with low-res sphere like that? Yes, absolutely. So when you're starting with these sorts of things, I recommend that you do start with something a little bit more low res, because then you can just focus on the shapes, right? So when we're starting here, I'm going to be focusing on big shapes, primary shapes. So a sphere technically is a primary shape because it doesn't have all of those extra little fun details inside of there, right? It's just, this is the shape right here. If you were to say, do that, now this has a secondary form, right? If you look at the silhouette, this is technically a primary shape right here, you're breaking it up. And you could put secondary forms within that. And then if you get even smaller and you start doing little details on here, which you would want to up-res, you would have your tertiary forms. So it's sort of like a layering process of forms that you want to be thinking of. And you don't want to get into your details before you've really nailed down some strong primary shapes. Okay. So I never really know what it is that I'm going to make. I just kind of like start pushing this around and try to get something kind of interesting. Something just until I see something that I'm like, yeah, you know what, I can work with that. I can make something based on that. Oh, I'm already kind of seeing something. Actually, yeah, that would be get sort of like a sort of like a Doberman already. Hey, Ferrets. Oh yeah, I already said hi to you. I take that back. Hi, Ravid. Hi, Gary. You've made that a layer after layer after layer, like an onion, like Shrek. We are making sure. No, we're not. But yes, you want to be layering that sort of thing. Hey, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet, Tanuki. I know that your body is not quite there, so if I were you, this is something that you want to show off, I would recommend that you don't show the body at all at this stage, because the head has progressed further than the rest of, like, you know, the torso. So in that case, in terms of presentation, I think it's best to have sculpts and drawings even that are all at the same consistent, like, you know, it's all consistent in terms of like the level of finish. So let's say, you know, you really hate working on hands, but the rest of this entire character that you've done is, you know, almost complete, but you hate doing hands, so it's kind of blobby looking. People are going to focus on that right away, and it's just going to take them out of viewing your character. So I would definitely say, like, if that isn't done, if that's not at the same level as the head that you just said, like, don't bother, like, showing that. Because then you're also just going to get comments on it too, right? Like, people are just going to be focusing, like I am, on that specifically, and no, like, it's not going to be, it's not going to be what you really want. I almost want like I'm thinking like, right now I'm like Doberman pit bully kind of, like at the same time, but like Egyptian, I don't know. I'm thinking a whole bunch of different things right now, and I'm just kind of like rolling with it. Roll hide. It's a platypus. Or a bull. Yeah, kinda. Pengu. Work you did, Barbie, for personal work you did. You give shape to our worst nightmares, yes. Unicube. Racing snail of doom! Oh my gosh, Josh. A doom snail. That would be so cool. Hey, Zomax. With regards to presentation, is KeyShot HD good enough for someone who's a doodler? I use KeyShot all the time. Yeah, like if you want to present things, like KeyShot is great. And you like also let me just plug that real quick. I'm gonna turn this down just a tad. So with KeyShot, actually ZBrush has this really great thing called the KeyShot to, or the ZBrush to KeyShot bridge. So you can actually buy a version of KeyShot that is a lot less expensive than the full version. You get everything that, you know, the regular KeyShot has. The only exception is that you have to be using it in conjunction with ZBrush. So any models that it accepts, you have to be going through ZBrush, which isn't that bad if you're, you know, not bad at all, actually, if you are, you know, doing sculpts and you want to kind of like present your stuff. I use KeyShot like all the time, and I use the bridge all the time, so it's like, it's just all you have to do is click this button over here, right? So if you go into your, not render booleans, but external render right here has a KeyShot button. So if you click that and you have KeyShot and you have the KeyShot bridge, right? You need those two things. If you have that, then just by clicking this and then clicking the BPR render, it will send everything that you have in your scene directly over there. You can go back and forth seamlessly, no problem. And it's a really great rendering tool just to present your sculpts really, really nicely. And I really like the fact that ZBrush partnered up with, or Pixelogic partnered up with Lexion for that, because I use and abuse that so much. Like, it's so worth it. Hey, do you guys hear the ice cream truck of doom? It's 8 o'clock, so it likes to park right outside my my apartment. I'm so sorry for the crazy ice cream trucks. Do you hear it? Could you not? Jeez. People thinking kids need ice cream for happiness. Like, I'm such a grandma. Get on my lawn! Hurrah, yeah. You're from Patagonia. Oh, wow, cool. Hello. Hello, Patagonia. Thank you. I appreciate it. And welcome to ZBrush. Hey, Giovanni. Cool, Link. HD version of KeyShot, good enough. Yeah, absolutely. You need KeyShot upgrade to produce render passes. The base version HD works great for doodlers and hobbyists, though. Oh, yeah, no, I'm talking about, like, I use Pro, like, so KeyShot Pro in conjunction with ZBrush. So there's the KeyShot HD and then there's KeyShot Pro. I'm sorry, I didn't specify that. I have KeyShot Pro, and I think it's a $200 difference, 200 USD, but that's not, you know, like, if you want to get your render passes and you're going to be using it a lot, then it's just, yeah, it's totally worth it. Yeah, I agree, Doug. The ice cream truck makes it better. It's like, oh yeah, we're sculpting creatures. Da 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 da. It's a killer bunny. An ice cream sandwich. I haven't had one in such a long time. Oh my goodness. Whoops. Okay. You're like, oh, it's actually kind of cute. No. No. Oh, it just drives by you? Quintessential. Must be you. Hey, Jacob. If there's a clown driving the ice cream truck, you'll hide under your bed. Dude, last summer, the ice cream truck was broken. Like, the music was broken, their music track, but they insisted on playing the music track anyways, and it sounded like a demonic, like, summoning. And that was every night at 8 o'clock sharp. It was driving me a little bit crazy. I wanted to hire a priest to exorcise my apartment. Hey, BBN, how's it going? Oh, Alice! Wow, that was... Hey, Alice. I'm not excited. How you doing? Mord? You just ended with a cat head? Oh, were you sculpting? Why not use primitive shapes and refine them? Because I have done that, and I do that, oh my gosh, I need to stop saying do. I do that sometimes, depending on, like, you know, for hands, for example, would be a good like, you know, something complex, where I'm like, I need to break this down into shapes, but I like to explore. I don't really like, this way with Snakehook, like, I like to just kind of, like, push and pull things until I get, like, something that I kind of like and I'm kind of interested in. And so with forms, it just feels a little bit more technical and less like freeform, and I really enjoy the freeform aspect of it. Everybody works a little bit differently, so if you find that this you know, method does not work for you, that's totally fine. That's totally okay. But this is what kind of like works for me when I'm just kind of like playing with shape and stuff. So that's why. Make it pretty big. This almost looks like a possum. I don't want it to look like a possum, so I need to get this out wider, because if you didn't know, dogs are predators, and predators versus prey. So the difference, like the main thing that you can tell if something is a predator versus if it's just kind of like a herbivore, a grazer or whatever, is how the eyes are positioned. And this is really important if you want to create something that's really intimidating, because anything that's something that's going to go and attack, basically, think of it like their eyes are positioned forward. Now we are very predatory as well, so that's why our face, like our eyes, are straight. Dogs straight, cats straight, but then if you go to like a cow or a deer or a rabbit or, you know, a squirrel or whatever, they all have side eyes, right? Because they're always looking for predators, you know, like where are they around? Are they going to get me? So their eyes, if they're on the side of their head, they can look all over the place. Same with birds, like etc., right? So if they can see all around them, then it helps them avoid predators. But things that have less to worry about, their eyes are in front so that they can get a sharpshooter sort of like focus on what they need to catch. So that's why their eyes are straight versus on the side. Oh, cool cat. Ah, cool cat. Whoops. Point backwards and say, yes, sometimes I hear some people are a sarcastic variety of human. They're, it's rare to actually notice them because they're so well camouflaged in their natural habitat, but what you can tell is if somebody is one of these humans is that they will have the unique ability to roll their eyes so far back into their skull that it looks like they can see their brain. And that's how you know you found one. Actually, probably just gonna continue this jaw. Probably not gonna. Also, when you're doing this, always be thinking about bone structure underneath. This is getting more of like a reptilian mouth. Otherwise, this would have ended right over here, sort of a thing, and this wouldn't go up. It would be more of a or something along that line, but I kind of want to try doing the overextended mouth. See what I get. Shark says eyes on the side. See, I think it's a little bit different for like, you know, fish and stuff like that. I think fish in general rely more on like sharks, for example, rely more on like sense of smell. But I'm talking about like mammals on land and stuff like that. That's how you can tell the difference. As well as like birds are kind of the same. Like if you look at an eagle, for example, eagle's eyes go straight. If you look at a sparrow, they're like, whoop. Where's Google Glasses to look for predators? Killer chickens. They have eyes on the sides, but they're also killers. See, chickens are messed up. Now, my friend Alice, actually, she showed me what chicken glasses were the other day, and I was just like, wait, what? Excuse me? Guys, if you don't know what chickens have glasses that they get put on them. Like, so, okay, start the story over. If you didn't know, a chicken, if one of them is bleeding and another chicken sees the red blood, they like something in their brain is like messed up and they go crazy, and then they just attack it until it's like dead, until that other chicken is dead. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't understand why they do this, but apparently it's a thing. And farmers need to, like, people who handle chickens anyways, if they're together and then, you know, one of these chickens gets damaged like that and they don't stop attacking it, then they have to put glasses on all of these chickens. They have to put glasses on these chickens so that they see only red, and they're absolutely mortified all the time about everything, and they go crazy about everything, and then they probably break mentally, and then they don't attack the other chicken. Like, I just don't... It's crazy. Google chicken glasses. Or a bat. Yeah. Yeah, Doug, yeah. Make Blizzard proud. Medium mushroom? You finally. Oh, thanks! I'm glad you like it, Ryan. Anubis mummy. You were attacked by a rooster? Dude, they're vicious. Birds are vicious. I'm sure you do, Jacob. That's insane. Storage Wars talking about chicken glasses is a legit thing. It's crazy. Chicken VR headset. Really? Oh, is it something to do with killing the weak to leave a that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, guys, if you don't know, you can ask questions if you have any questions about what I'm doing or anything with the new features or anything like that. Feel free to ask, or the old features included, not limited to. And I'll do my best to answer you. If I can't answer you, I will make sure to redirect you to somewhere that you can find the answer that you're looking for. Whoops. 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 Hello. Select my... Thank you. Sometimes I can't click well enough on my keyboard. It's so dumb. Whap. Okay, I'll play more with that shape in a bit. I think with this, I want to really get like a straight shape in the back, which is also going to require this to come out a little bit more. This bone structure, as much as I like it, is I think a little bit too strong. Right up in here. This almost reminds me, have you guys you remember like the old cartoon Courage the Cowardly Dog? His mouth kind of reminds me of Courage's. For now, anyways. Get me some better forms. Hey Azin, how's it going? Oh, Tool, this is like a 4-hour long stream. You're gonna hear me talk a little bit about things other than ZBrush all the time. Like, I have conversations too. And chicken glasses was one of them. The playlist, I will link that really quick. There you go. Because they're dinosaurs suffering me. Oh my god. Yeah, I started as a 2D artist, Steve. Is there a plugin or something that would zero out forever that option of logos, text, turntables? Tool, yeah, you don't need to do that like forever. I think if you save your preferences, hold on, let me just check. You're talking about movie. Where is it? Movie. Modifiers. Is it in modifiers? No, it's the I haven't done this for a while. Oh yeah, you're talking about this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, because every time I did it, I would always just be like doing this and making sure that it just kind of like isn't there for my turnarounds. I'm sorry, I have no idea. Maybe if I should do that, or maybe I can play with... I love it when dogs are kind of like in like a mid, like not really like a growl, but they're like they just finished closing their nose or mouth, and then there's like kind of like this wrinkling that happens right here. Like where they're not like 100% relaxed, but it's like their teeth have kind of like caught on something. I used to own dogs, and I always loved that. But this doesn't exactly look like a dog completely. That's okay. I think I'm gonna extend the mouth. I think that would be... They don't want this like to be just a straight up like dog. Those Wacom models and samples. Oh, there's Wacom models and say. Oh yeah, yeah, those are cool. I don't 3D print, so I wouldn't be able to let you know about that one. You import textures from PaintStop into the model. Straight from PaintStop. You know, to be honest, I don't use PaintStop, so you know what? Who might know that answer though is ask ZBrush. They might have talked about PaintStop on YouTube. So if you... Hold on. If you look for that on YouTube, maybe you can find something on PaintStop. I'm doing great. It's not an Anubis statue. I think we're just like, I'm just playing with the idea of like a dog-like-ish head. Without it being like 100% dog, though. Dog-o. Doggerinos. Hold up. Let's turn It's too high priority. There we go. In Joseph we dressed, yes. Dodge me to lose, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get some eyeballs. Oh, bless this gizmo. I'm still kind of getting used to it though, because like I'm so used to using the transpose now that like I still drag on things. But this is like ultimately better. Oh yeah, okay, I did put my mirror up there. Good. Merge down. Actually, going with that like Egyptian theme, we can try like more of like an almondy or like an up-pointed sort of traditional Egyptian like. Just giving him some attitude. Got that attitude though. Gizmo was a godsend, yeah. Yeah, it is. The transpose is still in R8. If you just kind of like unclick this right here or click Y, then you get your transpose again. It looks a little bit different, but it works the same way, right? Like it's the same thing. So up here you'll have your gizmo thing, or you can just shortcut Y to get back to your gizmo. So. And for dragging out masks, I personally like I still use the transpose for some things. I still find it very useful. But for those of you who are coming from like other 3D softwares, you're gonna find that the gizmo is quite useful, quite handy. Like this before it dips down a little bit more back here.
Sings the song, but it cheers
Imaginator! Gizmo sometimes makes it difficult to see the item that you're adjusting because it's so cluttered, especially when you're trying to rotate eyeballs or pupils. NLT, you can actually change, you can make your own gizmo. You can change the gizmo too. So if it's too much for you, and can't remember though. I haven't gone to actually like making my own gizmo yet, but you can do that. It's I think it's in a project file up here. Might be in one of these. You can probably find that on the ZBrush website, in the Z Classroom, or even like Mike Pavlovich has some really good new 4R8 videos. So much tood this dog has. So much tood. Oops. Thinking, I'm gonna append sphere. Actually, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna actually just shrink all of this down. Which I love this tool. I love this multi-mesh selection, because then I don't have to like do a transpose master or any of that stuff. I can just select all of it now, and then I can just kind of like go woo. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that I can get a better dynamic on my brush. Gosh, that's so much faster. I love it. Hey Bok Choy, how are you? Oh, cool. Hi Core, how are you doing? What material am I using? I am using Glauco Longi. Now I get asked this a lot. You can you can Google him. It's Glauco Longi materials. It's for free on his Gumroad. He also provides his UI. I really enjoy his materials because they're not actually like matcaps. They react to the light, so I can do this while I'm sculpting and I'm unsure of like why forms are not working. Then I just have a little bit of the light, like, you know, my light over here, so I can just kind of be like, oh, let's see how this looks. Let's throw it behind, give it like a rim light or whatever, see how that looks in different situations. And it's just like in general this material reacts really well with like different colors to give it like so that I can refreshen my eyes. I don't have to keep necessarily switching the material. I can just kind of like switch colors and I do get to see things a little bit differently. So there's been some streams where I'm sure you've seen me sculpting in different colors. Maybe not recently, but like when I have to do like a lot of sculpting at work and then come home and then stream and sculpt some more, it's like my eyes really, they're getting testy, so I need to kind of freshen it up, mix it up a little bit so that I can keep going. But right now I'm surfacing more at work than sculpting at the current moment because I switch between the two. But, yeah. UI modding. Yeah, it's like, it's not necessary for the, well, like, I recommend you not doing anything to the UI until you've gone through all of the basic Z Classroom videos on Pixelogic. Like, as long as, like, you're comfortable with the vanilla UI, like the default UI, then you should be fine. Like, it shouldn't be like an issue after that. But if you're doing a whole bunch of UI changes and you're not 100% comfortable with the UI, but you're doing it because somebody else said it was a good thing, or, you know, maybe you're taking somebody else's UI and you're using it and you're not 100% sure where all of these tools are, you're just gonna kind of like, I feel like you might screw yourself over a little bit in terms of following tutorials that you're gonna find online and also understanding the default UI, right? Because you might not always have your UI on you, and if you need to know where things are, and you know, it helps, right? And also, if you're customizing your UI without understanding the UI, how many times can I say UI? If you're customizing it before actually understanding it, like let's say we go into Dynamesh here, and you're just like, oh, I need Dynamesh, so you pull Dynamesh out, but then you miss all of this other stuff, right? Like maybe you don't know what all this is, but you have the Dynamesh up there, but then you're just kind of like only using that as it is, like maybe just the resolution and the Dynamesh thing, but then you forget, oh, what tab is it in? And you do a whole bunch of searching for, you know, what this guy is saying on the tutorial, but you can't actually find where it is, and it can get a little bit messy. So I recommend like actually learning the software before you get into that. Just spend a week with the UI before you start going crazy with it, with that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, and NLT, welcome to the full version. It's so much too. Hey, Mr. Monsters. Pavlovich explains it very well. Yeah, you guys should definitely check out Mike Pav. He's got an amazing YouTube. You know what? Yeah, hold on. Let me try and get, you guys didn't Oh, there you go. EDZB got it in the link right there. That's Pavlovich's YouTube. All right, see ya, Joe. Thanks, Rex. Yeah, oh, there you go, and Josh got Glauco's stuff. Thank you guys. You guys are so helpful. It's the best. Hey, Snorro. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any comments. You guys are great, yeah. Hey, thanks, Life. Yeah, if you don't like the orange, it's very easy to change that kind of stuff. I really like the orange, but I just kind of also really like blue, so I switched it. but I really did like the orange. It was, but I feel like the blue, just like staring at it longer is a little bit easier on my eyes. Which is why also, that's another thing that I recommend doing is the backdrop. In order to see your silhouette of your character better, it's nice to have a solid color. Now, I know that, like, not everybody does this. Like, people like John Troy Nickel, for example, he likes to have a gradient on his background, and that's totally fine. He's, like, a pro and all that kind of stuff. But, like, if you're starting out, or, you know, your eyes hurt a little bit more than usual, or you need to stop being distracted, I just like to just put a background color, like, flat right here. So what you do is you go into your document, go down to where it says like range right here. So if I do this, you can see that's the gradient, and that's like, you can already see that's very distracting for the head area. And if you turn that down, now you're not focused on the background at all. Now you're focused on the background, now you're not focused on the background. You see? See how that works? It's nice, right? So I take a really dark gray and I just put it in there, because then I don't have to like be worried about looking at anything but what I'm sculpting. And it's just by turning the range down. Like, you can turn it into a color if you want, but I recommend just turning it gray, kind of like the rest of the UI, so it's just like you don't get distracted. That's talking about somebody who gets very easily distracted. This is why I try and minimize my distractions. Do I plan to sculpt it as a living creature or more like an Anubis statue? It's gonna be like a living creature, yeah. If you change the dock, where do you save the startup dock? So it always loads. So in your document, you just have to click this, save as startup dock. So don't have anything on your screen, otherwise it will pop up with the document. Like if I were to, you know, if you had like, let's say the default sphere, if you had the default sphere here and you were just like save as startup doc, and this was everything that you wanted, but you also had dragged out like a project or something, you save as startup doc and then you close it, you reopen, your document that last took a screenshot of would be here, right? So you would see this sphere, but you wouldn't be editing it. It would just kind of be like an image. So you don't really want to do that. You want to make sure that you have it like completely blank like this. And then save startup doc right here, and then it should load every single time. Yeah. Boo, boo, boo. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna put the shoulders all the way up like this and have almost like a mane. Like it's borrowing sort of like an Egyptian thing, but not quite. I just want to make sure that like this is nice right here, getting that sleek flow. So here's where I would be using a primitive. So what we can do though, because this is kind of awesome, now you have all your primitives right up here. So if I were to put this right here, right, that would be where I'd be growing this thing, I think. Oh, I can't use symmetry. Okay, so I would get rid of symmetry. I keep forgetting that. Oh, it changes this into it. Okay, my bad. My bad. Transform type, right? Because you're turning this into, right, my bad. Okay, sorry. But yeah, that's all right there. So if you wanted to put down something, you wanted to change your primitive type, then you can just do that as well, which is super useful. I've used it before and I am just blanking. Okay, I'm gonna append like I normally do. Let's get you. Hello. Hello. Nope. Alright, good night, Snorro. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry, Paolo, what do you mean? Insert sphere, it's under BIW? What would it... Are you talking about B and then I, like insert and then primitive? You could do that too. Because yeah, that would totally work too. I'm just so used to just like appending things. You know how like you get used to certain workflows? Like even if it's not exactly the most efficient thing ever, it's like I get used to it. And when I'm sculpting, I'm obviously not going to do everything 100% like, you know, efficient all the time. It's more of like just what feels right sometimes. Because I come from a very traditional background, so I end up doing a lot of things like, you know, like you can even see how I'm kind of like sculpting right now is very like I'm just building on the form rather than taking like, I mean, like in traditional media, like we would also take chunks and then put them together and stuff like that, but it's like you would still build on the form. Merge it down. So I have a plan with these arms, but first things first. I'm gonna get this looking juicier, because right now this doesn't look good. Oops. How long have I been using ZBrush for? 3 years, 3 and a bit years. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd say over 3 years is a safe bet. But yeah, I don't know exactly. Oh my god, my phone is freaking out. What is it doing? Sorry. Not professional, I know, but it's doing something weird. Stop. Okay. I'll figure that out later. Ashley, you tweaking. Chill. Okay. Alright, so sometimes if you're not getting shapes that you really like, I like to just take the clip brush and kind of like force them like this, like so. I know that doesn't look great right now, but that's to just kind of like help force some of the silhouette if you're not getting exactly what you want, and then you can just kind of like take the outer areas and soften them out so it doesn't look so mechanical, unless like you're going for something mechanical, which is totally cool too. But for this, I'm just looking for some nice organic shapes. And he looks real stiff, so I'm gonna pull these down. Oops. Okay. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, ask away. Or if you're just here to sculpt along or just listen to some chill music with me while I kind of do my thing, that's cool too. Okay. I think I like that idea, where we can just kind of take this, turn it into almost like a fur cape. Okay, I'm gonna push this out more. And just focus. Oh man, you know, yeah, I think these need to just come out more too. And grab that, push that up, like this. Let's get that Dorito shape. That sexy Dorito. That's what they call it, you know? When you got that shape. Get the Dorito going, you know? Chat's not broken. No one's talking. It's crazy. It never happens. Enjoy the silence. Hey, drummer. Let's use insert cylinder. Horsey legs. Hi guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yes. I love inserting cylinders. Always makes it look derpy. We have it doing this first. Okay, right. This. And we'll do another one. Whoop. Whoop. This is going to be something that I'm going to be playing with, the overall shape. I'm going to have to be playing with the pose of this as well. And one more here. Whoop, hey, whoop. Just like so. And I will inflate areas here and push them around to try and start getting a little bit more of what I wanted. I want to have some that big juicy thigh. And then he's gonna be almost, I feel like we should make him standing almost like, you know, werewolfy, so he's kind of like on his toes, where there's gonna be more of like a, like the pad is gonna be right here. He's gonna have like a big splayed foot. do. And I'll have to adjust this, because that is just... I'm probably gonna, like... I kind of want to pose this guy too, just so it makes more sense. But I will do that after this is making more sense. Hey Baron, how's it going? How are you? The pro feed on it and ship it? Oh yeah, true. Why haven't I done this? Ladies know when you Dorito. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Oh my god, imagine. Hey Pooter. Am I gonna use fiber mesh on it? No, probably not. Why does everyone want subtool groups? So the thing is, like, yeah, like that would be great if we had like a little bit more of like an outliner going on here, but this, because then you could kind of like just, you know, group things like traditional 3D softwares and then like move it around. But what Pixelogic did do is they gave us something that works the same way. It's so what you can do is in your Gizmo, you can actually just go Control Shift Alt and click on things once this right here, this button, is clicked, and you see multiples of these little check marks right here. So this is actually going to be selecting all of them at the, like, anything that you're clicking at the same time. So if I click that one, then that's selected. Now this one's selected. Now this one's selected. So all of those selected at the same time, I could start doing what I want with them, but the other stuff isn't, you know, affected. But if I wanted to, I could click that too and just start affecting all of it. I could unclick pieces and just, like, you know, do whatever. So it kind of, it works the same way. Actually, it works more in a more flexible way, because you don't have to keep regrouping things or anything like that. You can just like grab whatever you want. And it also respects masking too. So if I had masking on one part of this, it would respect that and not move anything that is masked. Yeah, it's a fast way to like block out legs. I typically like, oh, and if you want to get rid of it, you can just go Control Shift and select, or Control Shift Alt and then drag to unselect it all. But yeah, I typically drag out my my legs with forms, but I kind of wanted to do it this way. Like, I'm like with the arms, I just kind of like dragged out from a cylinder or whatever. But yeah. So this, I'm going to Dynamish. Cool. You're gonna make a kitty pen mount. Cool. Alright, see ya, Josh. Did I keep the new stuff or just hide it and load my old UI? I made this UI when I was using beta, and I just kind of like used it, like I just added to it a little bit after the release again, so I already kind of like had a little bit of time to work on my UI. You can always use your old UI and just kind of like add to it and stuff like that as well, but really the big one is to just make sure that you've got that live boolean button up there. Don't forget about this beauty right here. Hey Kyle, how's it going? Is this creature a fox or a wolf? Why not both? No, it's not any part fox, I don't think. I think it's I'm going a little bit like exaggerated Doberman man monster werewolf thing. But it's sort of like an experimentation. It's just a for funsy sculpt. I like to free sculpt on this channel, so it's not from a concept or any reference or anything like that. It's just sort of like having fun with shapes and playing with design. I want this to just keep going. Heroic Wily Coyote. where he actually catches the rooster because he was wearing chicken glasses. A sleepy Anubis? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's tired because of this music. Hold on. I got it. 1 second. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. Hi, Kingsley. Like, I really want to pose this art, because I'm already thinking of the pose, but I gotta flesh this out more, and I'm getting, like, way ahead of myself. That's sometimes, like, if I think too fast, I want to kind of, like, jump to other stages of the sculpting process too quickly, and then I just have a hard time later on. Actually, I don't think I want to bring that all the way down. I think I want to... Ooh. There we go. think actually I want to just kind of like bring it like here. Ugh. Ugh. And just have this pushed out more. I think that might be a little bit better. And then I gotta fix the posture. These arms. Now you want coffee. Yeah, coffee's good. A bathrobe and coffee. Oh my god, Sassy Elf, that cat fact prank is too much. I was having a blast with that and like sending texts like cat facts to my relatives, and they thought it was like something that they like signed up for, or like fake horoscopes and stuff like that. Oh my god. So fun. Done. He looks so sad. I know. He is so sad. He's so sad because of his music. He's sad he's falling asleep. Actually, it's like, let's like, let's do it this way. Give most of his shape from this fluff thing. Potentially a fluff. Not 100% sure yet. Just liking the shape. We'll figure it out. Wondering if I should just kind of like tuck that in and pull that out. Cat fact. Oh, you're still going. In that case, I might want... No, so, okay, so I'm thinking really big upper body, really lower, really tiny right here. It's a proper plane. This is looking weird. This is also looking kind of weird. It's good to push shapes, but sometimes those shapes are getting pushed a little too weird. Pull that in a bit. I think I'm just going to hide these for right now so I can focus on this a little bit better. Hey Yas, how's it going? Eric, yeah, I guess like a little bit, right? A little bit Anubis-y. Oops. So it's okay if this is a little bit off balance right now, I think, because I'm going to just be reposing it anyways right now. Ah, thanks, Sassy. The new streak feature? Yeah, sure. I'll probably get into that, actually. Oh, you mean the streaks in the alpha thing. Where is it? Where is it? I think it should be here. I am glazing over it. I know I am. Yeah, here it is, streak. So if you put streaks on things, so let's say this, and I put, well, this one isn't exactly the greatest example. Let's grab like this one. This is like an alpha that we can play with. So if you put a, like, you know, grab an alpha and you want to do something crazy with it, a great way to experiment with it is by taking the streak and just kind of like throwing it on, so you can get some really cool like brushy sort of things going with it. I saw that Pablo from ZBrush guys actually did some cool stuff with the streaking things during the beta. I think he posted those images on the beta thread, so you can go and check those out. But yeah, it basically, like, in short, if we go and grab the standard and put that alpha on there with the streaks, and then turn it to, I don't know, well, let's go over here, this, and you just kind of, you can see how that can give you some really cool looking stuff as well. You can turn down your lazy step as well, so you can get some really cool stuff with streak in playing with the alphas. So we can change to, I don't know, let's try this one, and the streak length is still there, so you can get some of this, right? So you can actually, what's really cool is if you play with the Z intensity, you can get like a really cool, like if you do this with something like, let's say, the clay buildup brush, you can actually get like a really cool oil painting kind of like look if you did this like with poly paint on. Hold on, let me. Sorry. So this is gonna be the clay buildup. I think we need a little bit more streaking on there, and you can change the density of it too, so that there's more of it, and then you can say less strength, so there's more of like an opacity with it as well. Intensity is also, you know, you can play with all these sliders, and you can get sort of like a brushy look. So if you change, like, let's say I fill this object with this one right now, put the RGB fill object, and then grab like a, right? Like you can see how that can start turning into like, you can get like a paint texture going on as well, and it looks sort of like your oil painting on things, which is really cool. So, and C is to grab a color from the palette, so you can actually kind of oil paint if you want, right? Like, or acrylic paint or whatever, what have you, which is really, really fun. And you get different textures with the streaks like that as well. We can try maybe like a spray, and then turn down the intensity, turn down the density, and then the streak length. Maybe turn the streak length down a little bit and turn the density up. And then you can get almost like or more of like a wood pattern, right? So if you wanted to make like sort of like a wood texture, you could play with it that way. It could look like wood or hair even, right? So you can get all kinds of really cool stuff with that. But yeah. So that's what I mean by like, it does look like paint, which is really neat. Oh, Ferrex, yeah. Actually, let's if we're gonna do anything with a tail, I'll experiment with like a curve instead of doing it this way. Like I said, if you're not happy with the silhouette, you just go in and cut it. Just cut it. Hey, Sparrow, how are you? What new function am I using? That was what I just showed. Are you talking about the sphere? This? If you're talking about like this paint sort of effect, you can get that by using alphas. In your alphas, there's this new thing called streak, and you can use the streak options right here to play around with alphas and customize them some more, or get something a little bit more procedural or random. Cut or flatten? I use a clip curve to cut out pieces that I don't like. Oh, you're tired, Sparrow? Yeah, same. Same. But I'm also happy to be doing this, so there's that. I am a little bit sleepy. I think, yeah, okay, so this is weird, because we don't have, oh, right, I don't have that with me, okay. I didn't import, I didn't save that brushes. Hold on, where's my brush? Where is it? How to put this in, wait, 6? No, 6 is not anything. So I need to get my pinch brush. That's 6. Pinch. There we go. And, mama. Where is it? It's over here. Maka Mech A 7. There we go. I need to hotkey a chisel brush too. That's something I should do. Because I really enjoy using the chisel brushes just for this sort of stuff. Hey, Zaz! How's it going? Hope you're well. Yeah. I'm rereading these comments as if I haven't seen them before. The clip curve tends to flatten the polish instead of cutting an edge. Are you talking about, like, if you I don't know, if you cut, like, okay, let's say, like, these ears, for example, and then you zoom up, then it does this sort of a thing? That's because, it's not technically just, like, getting rid of the geometry, it's pushing everything, sort of, like, into a plane. So if it's an awkward piece of geometry, or it's, like, really thin, specifically if it's really thin, you're gonna get that issue. But if there's, like, a big chunk right here and you do something like this, then it's totally fine, because there's, like, enough to... you're kind of, like, snapped to an axis. But if you go onto, like, something that isn't... well, that's... yeah, you can see, like, it kind of, like... it does some, like, a little bit of, like, weirdness. Oh, no. No, that was already there. That was my weirdness. Okay, well... yeah, sometimes it's not gonna be your friend, but there is this other thing called trim curve. So if you use trim curve, but it doesn't, I don't think it, yeah, it doesn't work on symmetry. But if you're making, like, one cut and you want to, like, mirror it over or something like that, what you can do is you do that, and then you're not going to get any of that, you know, extra stuff on the other, like, you know, that's pushing up or anything like that, because it's using a different algorithm. And what it's doing, if you look at the topology, is it makes another polygroup, and it just kind of, like, takes everything from the top and it flattens it right down to where you're cutting. So it just takes, like, another thing that, like, flattens everything right down into where you cut. So it's a little bit, it's different, but it doesn't work on symmetry. So if you wanted to do that sort of a thing, just make sure to, like, mirror it over afterwards. But yeah, that's the difference between those two. These feet. These feet. Hi, Nex. Am I here all week? Nope. I am live on the Pixelogic channel on Wednesdays. So today, every week on Wednesdays, I am here. Just doing chill sculpting. You're from Egypt? Oh, that's so cool. Hey, Shava. It's good. How are you? Yeah, the thing with your sculpt is you're always gonna start off with basically a trash fire. The biggest pile of steaming crap that you could possibly think of is what your sculpt is gonna look like when you first start. I don't care who you are. So, once you've been sculpting on it for a little while, it'll start coming around because you're gonna start putting forms in it. So, do not be afraid of the trash fire of a sculpt that is yours, because everybody's starts off as a trash fire. Thinking that needs...
He needs more chest.
More chest. I'm gonna play with this shape. Just get this. This like whoosh. Really want that like barrel chest. And then I also want like that feeling that like this is going inwards as well around here. Oops. what's going on? Trash fires. No, I'm sure it doesn't end that way, man. And you just gotta keep pushing through, right? Like, even if you don't feel like you're doing good work, you just have to keep working. The main thing is the fact that you're producing. If you're not doing anything, then you've already lost, right? Like, you can't get anywhere if you don't do it. So if you just keep doing it, you're getting somewhere. And it's already a lot. And it says a lot if you just kind of, like, work on finishing pieces. Not perfecting them, just finishing them. Link. When you create characters, is there consideration to shapes, angles, and composition on a character level? Do they heavily influence your designs? Absolutely. If you were here at the very beginning of the stream, if anybody's still here from the beginning of the stream, which was like almost 2 hours ago, I mentioned that these things that I do on the Pixelogic channel, it's strictly about forms and shapes and how a character's composition is like a painting. It's like a canvas, right? Like, you gotta be thinking about how lines interact with each other. So if you take this guy right here, which oh my goodness, this is so off balance. But okay, forgetting that it's off balance right now because I'm gonna be hopefully posing him. But if you turn this into silhouette mode, you can see I am getting strong sort of like angles and shapes and trying to get like sort of like, you know, a strong form to all of this. Right here, I'm thinking of putting this in more and just kind of like doing like a straight up, actually I can do that in silhouette so I can show you what I mean. It's just kind of like pulling that and then bam, that's a stronger shape right there. Making sure that this does have a little bit of break right there because I like to break the silhouette up sometimes as well, right? So there is consideration, a lot of consideration to silhouette and form when I am doing these pieces. Yeah. Make sure that you're not doing a whole bunch of changes in silhouette though, because when you get out of silhouette, you're gonna have to like fix a lot of stuff because you don't know where you're pulling it from. You just know that, like, you know, on this angle or whatever, it looks fine. But then you're gonna have to get out of silhouette mode. Hey Max, what's my favorite ZBrush artist? I don't have one favorite. I have lots of favorites. And I could be listing a lot of really amazing artists all day, but I would, if I were you, if like you were looking for some good inspiration, any of the artists here that stream here, you know, after me throughout the week, like they're all really, really amazing. What's the best way to go about learning anatomy? You're transitioning from hard surface stuff to characters. Ah, okay. So, well, it's good that you started with hard surface because that means that you have the foundations of modeling, or at least you hopefully have foundations of modeling. If you're gonna want to learn anatomy, I think the first thing to focus on is getting your proportions right and understanding how certain elements of a character, like how big they are in relation to each other, like how many heads tall is a person, how many heads wide are the shoulders, how much for the torso, that sort of a thing, and making sure that your proportions are right, and specifically on the face as well. And then diving into, after that, diving into muscle structure and understanding why, you know, the forms that you're making look that way. Look to the planes of the face. Try to sculpt planar when you're learning anatomy at first. I find that helps a lot rather than just kind of like noodling around and trying to like just put in all of the muscles, because then you're not actually focusing on the big form of the character. Like I find that it's actually a lot easier to break down if you look at the general mass of an arm, right? So if you're looking at your arm right here, it has like, you know, there's like a straight and then it goes whoop whoop, you know, it does like this sort of a thing, and then versus like a straight, and you know, just to understand that sort of a thing and simplify it first, and then, you know, start adding in, like, you know, looking to understand why forms are working the way they work, might help you. But I would say start with proportion first. There's a lot of really great anatomy resources online as well, to help you get started. I personally, like, I took Scott Eaton's class like way back in school. Scott Eaton's class is an amazing jump start for anatomy. It's all ZBrush based too. Exactly, Ferrex, exactly. Yeah, Mr. Russo, try not to do too many things in silhouette mode. Check it in silhouette and try to understand why things are not working the way that you wanted it to work, but then make your changes outside of silhouette mode so you don't have all of those issues. Because again, like, you're only looking at the silhouette, it's more like a 2D thing at that point. So you want to make sure that you're seeing everything that you need to see. Okay, so we've got the base for that. I think I need to work on these arms now so that it doesn't look so ridiculous. Alright. Make this guy have like longer than normal. Maybe not with the forearms. So I think this in general should be beefed out. You guys know I'm a fan of triangles. I love using triangles in my sculpts because they're easy. They're like arrows, you know? It's like a direct, like, hey, this is where you gotta go and look. Look up here. Hey Sunny, how's it going? Yeah, Raphael Grassetti is really good. Of course I know Raph. I don't know him in person, no. No, but I know his artwork for sure. Yeah, he's like a 3D celebrity. Like everybody, he's like a household name. I feel like everybody who works 3D knows who Raph Grassetti is. Hey Artless, how are you doing? Only 2 hours. Only 2 hours late. Hi Flocka. We're gonna sculpt every part of the model in separate subtools. I do that because it's easy for repositioning and posing and rescaling and stuff like that. But like generally you'd want to like have all of this as the same, but like, you know, in the end, right? Like I guess just break up your subtools like you would like if it's like hidden, like, you know, if they're, for example, like this is sort of like all fur and stuff, like, or whatever this is gonna be, I haven't decided yet. But what this shape is, like, you know, it covers the rest of it, so it can be a separate subtool in total because it has that separation. So I guess just be the judge of, you know, what you want to have separation, what you don't. But overall, like, I'm gonna be joining these things together afterwards. Hey, John. What up? What up? There's part of me that just wants to like sculpt these after I pose them. Let's try it. You only, you know, you don't live all the time. You don't live. Let's live. Let's live a little. Ugh. These headphones make the side of my head so itchy. Okay, let's do... You only YOLO once. Duplicate and mirror that one over and then just delete that. I think in general all of this needs to come forward. Tentacles. Yeah, human-ish, I guess. Ish. It's got a torso. Oh yeah. Took the, yeah. Yeah, Sigil. Yeah, I'm thinking he might actually have a tail. We'll see. I just want to like play around with the pose here first, and then that will help me decide. Actually, this one should be higher. This one should be lower. Yeah, straight down. Straight down. Like, do I want it straight down? I kind of don't. I kind of want it to be more like, whew. Okay, I need to put hands on this, otherwise it looks kind of like ridiculous. Hi, Sigil. Hey, Joe, how's it going? How are you? Yeah, like, well, I mean, everybody has got an opinion, right? But this is freestyle modeling, so that's what they are. They're opinions right now. So I mean, like, you can save them, but I'm still gonna be doing my thing. Save progress. Oh my gosh, you know what? You were so right. I didn't save at all. I didn't save at all. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I'm saving right now. Hey, Reggie. New folder. Oops. Yeah. Oof. This one's really tricky to get that sort of, because there's gonna be a hand in here. I know I shouldn't be sculpting the bicep up just yet, but I wanted to get that in there. He uses one arm way more than the other. Too is these need to come all the way back in there. So this is supposed to be the palm, which can come out kind of like this. That means this one is just like that. And this. Oh boy, crossing arms is tricky. Puny mortal. Never too late to save. I know, I agree. Train leg day. I want him to have tiny legs though. Like I feel like that helps like the silhouette. Like it just like the tiny underbody like really makes him like really like proud, I guess. We haven't pushed the proudness yet though. The mummy, no. I don't know, I'm just kind of like going for it, Joe. I always just go for it on these streams, so. Curls for the girls, yeah. The arms crossed like that, will symmetry still work? No, it won't, so I'm doing it out of symmetry. This is how you usually start and then T-pose it for rigging? No, this is like literally just a free sculpt right now. If I were to do something that needed to be posed at work, then I would do it in a pose, and then I would give it a little bit of character afterwards, presenting it for the first time. Like let's say we were in like super early production, and they still didn't know like what the characters looked like, and they didn't know where they were going, then I would try to help them out with that, because that is what a sculptor does if you're hired as a sculptor, which I am. There's a lot of times, actually, depending on like the character, that I actually like to sculpt it first with an expression on, as well. Like maybe not posed and everything. Maybe it's just kind of like in a general relaxed, symmetrical, relaxed pose, just to get it done for like, you know, speeds purposes. But I actually do enjoy putting some kind of like an expression on the characters for like the first couple of passes, and then zeroing it out when it needs to get, you know, retopped and stuff like that. wondering what that would look like. What would this look like? Actually. Mr. Clock, yeah. Where did I see this? What do you mean, Yos? I didn't see it anywhere. Which matte cap do I have? I have Glauco Longi's matte cap. Alright. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, you want to make sure all of your parts are kind of like at the same level. So I do want to keep going with the face, but I just feel like because the rest of the concept is not nearly as fleshed out as the face, I need to really work on that before I jump into anything else. Getsy and Dynamesh it. Okay, this needs a lot more form. If I wanted to like actually like finish this guy up though, I'd definitely go and like look at reference to make sure all of this is accurate to real anatomy and not just like, you know, some BS up my head, which it totally is right now. Thinking I'll just maybe take this one and put it on the other side as well. I can get this looking better though. Get this looking better. This, pull it in more. Save Drake. Drink water. What? 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 2 canines. Yeah, I'll give him teeth, but I just kind of want to like get the rest of this a little bit more fleshed out. John will never stream again. I've given up. Thanks, Sigel. Yeah, if you want to get Glauco's materials, you can go to that link that Sigel just posted down for everybody. Yeah, no worries, Sean. Welcome back. You usually have someone that... I don't know if you would want that new guy. If you had that, you would have somebody constantly staring at you like they were about to murder you, because when I look at ZBrush and I'm like super focused, I got like that murder face going on. I've got that super unattractive like it's not fun. Okay, I'm gonna eat this one, duplicate that, mirror it over, and take these ones. How'd you get into 3D modeling? When I was at school, I was at school for a bachelor's of animation. That's where I went to college to get a bachelor's of animation, but it was a traditional animation program, or 2D animation program for the most part anyways. And I realized that I didn't want to be an animator, and I saw some people using, including my now boyfriend, using ZBrush, and I was like, oh, that is so cool, that looks so fun. That looks so fun. What is that? And he was like, oh, it's ZBrush, you should try it. And so then I did. I started using it at school, and I was just like, I was making like total garbage, like complete and utter garbage. But it was so fun, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I need this in my life. Like, this is so cool. And then I realized, who wants to animate when you make the things that people animate with? I like that. And then the rest is history. I still got my bachelor though, but I did not become an animator, if you can't tell. Alright, good night, Wipeout. John. Smoked a derby? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true, Sideshow. At least if they did look at you like that, they seem always interested in what you're doing. Aw, Mr. Clog. That's so sad. You just got the materials? Nice, nice. You felt my excitement when I was like this, because it's so cool. You like, honestly, like, if you guys haven't tried ZBrush, if you guys are just watching this because you're just kind of like, oh, this is actually pretty neat, like, try it. It's so much cooler than just watching it. Like, I'm serious. If you can try it, you won't be disappointed. It's you can get a, I'm gonna plug it again, is ZBrush has a 45-day free trial, so it's 45 days of cool freeness that you can play around with this. You can see what I mean. You can understand why I was so excited, because it's freaking so cool. Before I close these ones, I am going to flesh this out a lot more. Trying to get a little bit of an arch to all of this as well. But then a bit more like, so don't worry that it's like super off balance, because I'm gonna pose it. Promise. More jobs out there for hard surface or character modelers, or does it not matter? There's not a lot of character jobs. I'm going to say that right now. They're pretty few and far between. It's a very competitive market. I would say that there is a lot more work for general modeling. So that means anywhere from, like, you'd be doing, like, everything in general. You can take long doing 2D animation for your reels. You don't want anything to do with it. You miss the drawing sometimes. So yeah, see, I really love traditional animation. Like, I love to draw keyframes. I like drawing the extremes. I like doing all of that, but I realized that I didn't like the cleanup work. I didn't like in-betweening. I didn't like the revisions that I would have to do on animation. Like, I felt like it was really tedious. And that's not, like, I like being really loose, and when a job requires you to be more, for me anyways, if a job required me to be, like, really, I guess, put into a box, I wouldn't have enjoyed it. So I felt like sculpting, at least, like, you know, there's a large part of this, you know, the job that I do where it's just like I can feel really free with what I'm doing, even though there's a concept that I'm following. And I know that's not the same for everyone. Like, you know, I know a lot of animators that like seriously just love it, and they feel like it is freeing and stuff like that, and that they can be creative, and that's great, and that's their thing. But for me, I couldn't do it. I also realized that, you know, I could always just draw the extremes. Like, I don't need to be animating in order to draw extremes. So, I still do draw. I just don't animate anymore. I feel like yeah, sculpting. Yeah, so I am well, when I started where I was specifically a sculptor, so all I would be doing is sculpting 8 hours a day, because we had like tons of characters to work through. So I was just a character sculptor. I was just a character, well, I guess you could say a character development artist, right? Because I'd be working with the art director to get a new look for all of the characters that would be coming through. We would get, like, you know, these really rough concepts, and they don't have like orthos or anything like that, and then you just kind of like go for it and design on top of the design, right? So it's a very fluid process, where I was working like right with the directors and the art director and stuff. I loved it. And now, because production is down the line further on our movie, what I'm doing now is also character surfacing. So when there isn't any character sculpting work to be done, then I am on surfacing, which is texturing. But I do have to say that getting a character sculpting job specifically is not, it's not common at all. It is not a common position to find. I'm really fortunate to have gotten this opportunity, and I really enjoy it as well, where I work. So typically, if you were to start as, you know, if you're getting a modeling job, any kind of like character job, it would be safer to assume that you're going to be doing like the whole shebang, right? So it's always good. Like, I am well versed in retopology and UVs, as you guys should be as well if you want to be a modeler. So sculpting is only part of the battle. If you want to be a designer, though, if you want to be a concept artist, you don't want to do anything to do with, like, you know, the final product. You just kind of want to do what I'm doing right now. Then yeah, just you can get right into ZBrush and do that. Even though I would say knowing topology and why it works the way it works and how it works and all that kind of stuff is actually very important even to designers, because then you have like a more powerful set of tools that you can use. Honestly, I've always said, and a lot of people have always said, it's a famous quote, but knowledge is power, right? So the more you know, the better. But essentially, if you want to be a modeler, get that topology down. That is essential. What do we use Substance. Do I sketch out concepts or ideas on paper before sculpting? Occasionally, but for this stream, I just kind of like go for it. I am streaming for ZBrush, but this is not my channel. If you want to go and hang out over at my channel, it's a lot crazier and less like this is a very calm vibe compared to what happens over at my channel. So if you want spaz and hype, then you can go over to my channel. It's less Q&A. It's more just memes. But you know, if you like that, we still sculpt. Like I still sculpt over there occasionally, if I'm not talking. If you like that, I'm at, like, you see this bar at the bottom of the screen. You can see my Twitch link over there if you wanna go and check that out. Feel free. If you're interested in sculpting characters, yeah, you definitely need to learn anatomy. This is true sauce. Ooh, a 3-year-old startup. Nice. Onslaught. You trying to poke some buttons? Method for making polygroups on the fly, UVs, QMesh, etc., or totally situation based. For me, making polygroups on the fly, yeah, I just do it based on, like, you know, selections. Then I just kind of like go Control W, makes like a new polygroup. All right, so far. Alright, so I'm gonna take off symmetry and I'm gonna hide one of these. I'll continue sculpting it in a bit, but I'll fix all of that in a second. Hey guys, I'm just gonna walk. Wait, hold on. Maybe... because I need one that is more straight. Okay, I'm gonna take this whole piece right here and do a more straight one. And then I'll pull the other bit down. Oops. Get over here. If I've been making a model semi-low res, still a tad on high-ish with some subdivisions. What's the best way to repose it? If you've got subdivs, I would say go down to your lowest subdivision and use your lowest subdivision and start masking and kind of like doing what I do. Generally, you're going to have to do more sculpting on top of that once you pose it anyways, so do not fret if you can't get something that looks super clean, because you're going to have to do more sculpting on it regardless once you pose it. He's so fab. Here. So this pose though, oh my god, hold on. Ah. See, I wanted to make it look regal, but I feel like this is not working as intended. Okay, which one has... Okay, this one does. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. And I'm gonna pull this one back to before it was all super messed up. To before the flood. And I will do it this way instead. Alright, good night, Life Rocka. Links. I know, he's so meta. No problem, Hangry. So you merge it later or keep everything separated. These legs, like I merge them afterwards and keep sculpting on top. We're probably not gonna get too far with this sculpt tonight, just because tonight's been a little bit of like a slow night for me. If you want like faster, more complete sculpts, you can check like my previous streams, or you know, next week I'll probably be a lot faster because we only have an hour left of this one, so I'm just kind of, yeah, a little tired tonight, but I'll answer your questions and stuff like that. So like I said, you know, in all my other streams, sometimes when you do this, you're gonna have wins, and sometimes when you do it, you're gonna have busts. Just the way it goes, and don't beat yourself up when you don't get something that ends up looking great, right? So, how am I digging R8? I really like it. It's like they've implemented a lot of tools that makes all of this kind of stuff a lot faster. It's the speed, it's the convenience of the tools. It's really nice. No problem, Kush. Kushwa. Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. Ghost modding? Aw, thank you, Link. Alright, Hog. I'm not gonna unmod you, Link. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Drama queens. Please. So you also notice, like, if I'm not happy with it, I do a lot of, like, zooming out and working from really far away. Because then I can see the silhouette changes a lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna work on something with the hands. Let's get these things going. Usually get to out a sculpt at work. For the main characters, we got like I mean, for a first pass or whatever, we actually got a lot of time. Like, I got a good week to hash out the first pass, and then some of the characters would have taken, like, yeah, they would have taken, like, you know, they would be going on for months because it would be going through, like, you know, just design revisions, design ideas, trying different things. It is hard to say how long one sculpt would take, but generally speaking, it would be very fluid. No, I'm glad that that it's helping you, Salmon. Like, Z Modeler's workflow. Z Classroom has a lot of really good videos on the Z Modeler stuff, if you wanted to check that out. In the Egyptian tomb. Oh my god. Yeah. He's just your everyday happy kind of guy, you know? He's just happy. He's a happy Anubis werewolf thing. Damn big hands. Damn big hands. I can show you guys what I'm working on on my stream currently, if you're interested. I can pull that one up. It's a book. You've been polymodeling a base mesh based on ref photos in Max, and then import to ZBrush for detail, and then do baking for high. I don't know if you should go straight into ZBrush and not worry about the Max part. No, see, that's totally fine. Like, if that helps you get your proportions right and everything, like, that works just as well. I find that going straight into ZBrush is actually faster, but it's based on your comfort level. Like, there isn't really like a crap workflow. Like, I mean, okay, there are bad workflows, like convoluted workflows that wouldn't make any sense, but what you just said is actually the original purpose of ZBrush. Like, companies actually used to, like, years ago, now it's used as like an actual, like, you know, you start in ZBrush sort of a thing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's around that is like you could totally start your model in ZBrush. That's fine. But companies actually used to use ZBrush for that specifically, is doing high poly detailing and stuff like that, is sculpting in the details. So they would bring in base meshes all the time and do any detail work in ZBrush and then export again. So that's totally a thing, and people still do it, and you know, like for a lot of assets. But you can also start in ZBrush as well. It depends on what you're most comfortable with and what's what's fastest for you. Do I use Spotlight when texturing? In ZBrush, like if I'm doing any poly painting stuff, yes, occasionally. I couldn't find exactly. Yeah. Book reading hands, yeah. Hey, Lobar. No, we're just starting stream right now. It's reminding you of Hellboy's Right Hand of Doom. Hell yes. Just get those big hands in. You know what they say about big hands. Got a big heart. I don't know what you were thinking. Alright, let's get... Do I have any surfacing videos? No, I don't have any surfacing videos. It grabs the entire top part of your body, yeah. Oh, thanks, Reggie. You'll go to sleep, man. Ferrex, me too. I've been so tired today. This is a very tired stream. If you couldn't tell compared to my other ones. All right, good night, Ferrex. Have a great sleep. Get that rest in, cardiologist. Then. Oh my God, Lovar. For a fortune for glass. Tell this guy not to skip leg day. It's too late. It's too late for him. Oh my God, Mr. Clock. Yeah, no worries, Edie. What would be his typing? It would be really slow because he would have such huge hands. Well, I mean, like, he would just be like clicking, like his hands are so big that it would just like, it would cover the whole keyboard anytime he tried to do anything. Hey GIF, how are you doing? The guy seems just the type to look at his stairs and say nope and jumps landing at the bottom. Your character, there is some really bad sketching with zero stretching. Oh, when you repost with zero mesh or fix your issue, seeing subdivs. Yeah, see, you could, yeah, if you wanted to z-remesh it and then reproject your details that you have, you can totally do that. And it would redistribute your all of your mesh properly. If you guys don't know about this, there's this brush in the Lightbox called Smooth Stronger, and you can find it in Lightbox, and then you click Brush, go over to Smooth, and then there is right here Smooth Stronger. I double click that and it takes over my smooth brush, and it is much better at smoothing high poly stuff, so you can actually work in, like, you can do free sculpting in high poly. If you're new to sculpting, I don't recommend you doing your initial sculpts in high poly though, but I'm saying it is a thing that you can do. I enjoy doing that a lot, just because I use a lot of clay buildup and I get a lot of like happy accidents. So you're doing sleepy? Yeah, me too. Put your hand against your face. If your hand is bigger than your face, you skip leg day. Wait, what? With that weird creature I made last week. What creature did I make last? What was that last week? Last week was we didn't make a creature last week. Last week what did we do last week? We did the VDMs, which are still available, by the way. If you follow my Twitter, you can go and find it on my Twitter. You can get those VDMs that we made on stream if you are so inclined. Hey Killin, what's up? Oh, what's my Twitter? My Twitter. My My Twitter. Get it for you, just a sec. Oh yeah, Killing got it. Killing got it. Thanks, Edie. You get to watch me. Oh, thanks, Give. No, thank you. Thanks for watching. Made a Twitch account because of Pixelogic without. How do you follow my account? You can, if you want to go over to my account, you see the bar at the bottom, or just, you know, anytime Link does that big chunk of links right there, you can actually find my Twitch channel in that big chunk of links. That links. Wow, Link, you are so meta. Like, hey bro, I heard you like links. Alright, so we can check it. Just start sculpting outside now. And I can duplicate that and mirror this guy over. He's like, I don't really know what to do with my arms. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Yeah, it does come up though. See, that's the part that's like really tricky, is that part does come up. So I'm just wondering. Hello. Okay. Let's try this. Maybe get it more kind of like a little bit more like that. See here, I'm focused like mostly on the pose of it, so we're getting a lot of intersection here. So I'll probably have to take this and rotate it. could probably rotate the entire thing from here. Because that's generally what it would do anyways. And then this thumb, thinking... So this is sort of like really messy, a really messy way to just kind of get like a quick pose out. Whoops. This would be all underneath here. Small arms behind his normal arms. Wait, what? Why am I insulting your assassins? Reg, what's up? How you doing? Oh, so horrible, I see. That's great. That's great, Rick. Oh my god, a cigarette? Human grabs human covering the entire upper portion of their body and throws them out. The big cartoon cigar. Oh my god, you guys. So typically, like, if I don't see something, I don't bother with it. So all of this, kind of just sculpting for the pose, which for production, you don't do that. You sculpt everything. But because we're short on time, and I kind of want to just get something out. Even though tonight was a pretty unsuccessful night in terms of sculpting, we can just get something out that's a little dirty. where is this other arm? Arm? Merge down. Alright, let's do this high res. No, higher res. I'd have to fix these if I was going to be a little bit more serious about this. We only have about like half an hour left. Not have pants on? Because it's for you, Thunder. You wish you had questions? Hey Ami, how's it going? I asked him if he's not a furry. He's not a furry. He clearly has a large office downtown with a liquor cabinet. Alright, good night, Saman. Thanks for stopping by. It is weird seeing his arms crossed like this with really big hands. It is kind of strange. It is actually very strange. I feel like he needs more balance. Hey Andrew, how's it going? You unboxed your first antique, Xeno. Nice! Hey Sheen, what's up? Yeah, it is tricky. It is a tricky pose, and I just kind of like am leaving this hand the way it is right now, just because like I don't have the time to really get at this right now, and finish it. I guess like I was just a little bit too tired to really take this on tonight, but just kind of doing something creature related, and I decided to go with a Anubis-y like thing for whatever reason.
And dance the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I climbed, and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you had not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung, high in the sunlit silence, hovering there, I chased the shouting wind along, and while with silent lifting mind I trod the high untrespassed sanctity of space, and touched the face of God.
He would just like scratch everything. He would just like rip his body apart if he had to scratch it, like anything with with these hands. A little drag across the floor. Exactly. He's gotta walk with his arms crossed at all times. Alright, well I can safely say that I think this character is a bit of a bust. Like, you know, it's not one of our greatest. And that's okay. That's fine. We'll do better next time. But don't really have much time to restart right now. I'm kind of tempted to just throw this over, kind of like a shawl, a little bit more of like a shawl shape, like I had before at the very beginning. Oh. Belly button is like super low. It's not even a belly button anymore at that point. Ugh. Okay, well, whatever to this guy. I think I'll just kind of play with his face right now. Just because, like, I know it's not necessarily the greatest thing, so. What is the axis in my tool menu? In my tool menu. Oh, axis. Gotcha. This is a plugin right here. This is a plugin for 4R2, and you can find it on the ZBrush Central forums. Like if you just type in ZBrush 4R2 axis plugin, and basically it allows you to set up easy turns. Like, so if I wanted to do a bunch of like turns of this guy, like I could do like, this is front. So, well, I'll show you in the actual plugin. I have like the buttons over here as well. So you could do front, you could do front left, you could do front or right sort of a thing. You know, back, you know, you get the gist. Left, right. This is not on the world center though, I don't believe. Yeah, it's not on the world center. So that's why it wasn't working, but I can easily change that via this cool nifty new tool in 4R8 called Transpose All Selected Subtools. So I could just like bring that back over here, which is good, fine and dandy. And yeah, so now that that's there, you can just kind of, yeah, that's what this this plugin does. So a lot of the time, like if I'm doing freelance work or whatever, I have to send turnarounds to people. So this is sort of like how I set it up. I do a front, I go front, and then I pull it over and I go left 45. Woo! Okay, yeah, cool. Now it's not the same. and then I just kind of like keep doing that for all of the views. Because ZBrush doesn't exactly snap to the 45-degree angle, so the axis plugin does that. And back. Thanks, Hangry. No, this is my playlist on YouTube. It's copyright-free chill step remixes. I'll send it in the chat again. There we go. Think of a video of someone mushing Shiva's face around for some reason. Here's your helmet, sir. We can find your... Yeah, the axis plugin is really cool to play around with. Moving all subtools at once. Yeah, buddy. Alright. Let's just do... Whoops. No. Yeah, for something like this, I would need to, I think, I've learned that I do have a little bit of a weakness when it comes to these sort of like werewolfy legs, so I definitely want to have reference up if I were, you know, I kind of want to do some more studies on something like this. And that's also part of the, part of what I am trying to accomplish with these is finding areas that I am weak at and not comfortable with and forcing myself to do them and understanding why it is that I'm not good at what I'm doing specifically, and then going in later with reference and brushing up on my skills for that particular thing. So here, like, I'm having a lot of problems getting good form with these kinds of legs, so I feel like I should play around with that a lot more in terms of, you know, studying more different kinds of dog legs and how they could potentially kind of like, you know, merge into a torso and stuff like that. Oh man, guys, I am so tired. I'm gonna be going to sleep in 18 minutes from now. My eyes, I can feel that, like, I got maybe like 2 hours of sleep last night, so I hope you understand why I've been sculpting slower than usual today, and that we've only really gotten this much done, which is, it's unfortunate, but like, there was insane construction. Toronto is one of the loudest cities you could possibly live in, and they don't respect, a lot of people don't respect, like, when you're supposed to start the construction in the morning. It's just not, it's not fair. 6 a.m. is not an appropriate time to start jackhammering the sidewalk. But apparently they think it is. You like your stories? You should stop. Mr. Clock, wait, what are you have stories? No, it's totally fine. Yeah, no, I like your stories. Hey Dan, how are you doing? I'm on fire lately. Hey, that's not a good thing. I need an extinguisher. Ah, cheesy joke. Half fried, half baked brain. But thank you, I appreciate it. Use the VDM dog nose? No. Alright, I can. Alright. You want me to use the VDM dog nose? I can use the VDM dog nose. I can use. Where's that? Oh no, wait, this is creature. Where's the other one? No, this one's mine. Which one is it again? Oh, there it is. Okay. Here, let's... No, this is a pig nose. What are you talking about? Dog nose. Oh, yeah, no, it's here. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's use the VDM dog nose. Alright, there we go. This is what you wanted, right? Here's the dog nose. This looks inappropriate. I'm gonna just... Things happen when you're live that you don't really want them to. Looks really disgruntled, of course. Everything's amazing, no complaints. That's awesome, Dan. That's good to hear. Vodka keeps you up. Oh man, it would put me to sleep. Like, it puts me to sleep. More caffeine for me. Oh god, I can't. Talknosis will never be the same. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Okay, it's a little my fault. It's a lot my fault. So Dan, how's that mentorship going? I don't know if you've probably been asked this like a ton. You know, Dan is starting a mentorship at some point, or maybe he has already started it. I haven't. I suck. Forgive me. Not had a ton of time to work on it? Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. You'll have a lot of time soon to work on it? Sweet. So I guess, stay tuned for updates. There, he's a little bit happy. Only a little bit, though. You can't be, like, super happy. I think it's really cool that you're doing a mentorship, though. I think a lot of people will benefit from that. How's working going for me? My eyelids are getting heavier. Yeah, can't you tell? Like it's pretty brutal tonight. I think this is the most tired I've ever been when I've been streaming. Yeah, no, like work has been really good. I am like sort of jumping onto surfacing now, which is cool. Our movie is going to be out in 2018, so we're getting near that crunch area. Getting starting. I can feel it approaching at some point. And I mean, it's good. It's really good though. Seeing all of this stuff finally come to life is rewarding. It's definitely a rewarding process because I've been there since the beginning of the start of the film. It kind of helped the characters come a long way, like come to where they are now in the sculpting and designing process. So seeing them get finalized and animated is definitely a rewarding process. Man, I can speak really well. I think I'm like starting to just vanish into nothingness. Is he now mildly sleepy, happy but wants a nap? Exactly that. Exactly. A lot of my characters default. I love making characters look like they're stoned. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like if I'm giving them an expression, it's usually like it's either like stoned or like smug, or like that's like default like expressions that I just really like doing for some reason because I like the definition of the eyelids, and then that just ends up making them look stoned. Yeah, I know that I do that. I totally know that I do that. But it is fun to play around with that. Yeah, let's get some of these. Let's try some of this. Hello. Nah, he doesn't need that. Or does he? Actually, let's put this to drag dot. Ooh. 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 It's how I express my inner self, yeah. I know, what can I say? Puffs of smoke his nose because he's almost got. Oh, no. It's safe. The derpy teeth? The derpy teeth, yeah. Oh, you mean you don't like this? You don't like it? You don't like me just like, hey, what up? Nah, we're gonna do it a different way. Insert primitive sphere. Oh. That's right, because I have. Oh my gosh. Where'd it go? No. There we go. Hello? After a bit in pen. Use the bug teeth. So it covers your need. A mullet and a cigar. Everybody wants the cigar. I can't give him a cigar. No cigar. Okay. What up? Ladies. All right. Ugh, to these feet.
この世界には人の運命を司る何らかの超越的な律神の手が存在するのだろう。少なくとも人は自らの意志さえ自由にはできない。
All right. So, because this is unfortunately kind of a steaming pile, I mean, like, it generally, like, it has the idea, like, it kind of bites that we only got to this part, because typically with these streams, we end up getting a lot further than this. This would be, like, maybe at the halfway mark, but tonight I was just like, I'm a tired penguin. So, I wish that I got further with it, and I wish I could have fleshed it out more, but I will show you guys some other stuff that I've been working on, and hopefully that will make up for it, perhaps. I do a bunch of stuff on my own stream as well, if you would like to come and hang out there. It's a lot more, it's more higher energy than I am tonight. Unfortunately, I apologize to everyone again, for my lack of energy tonight. But I can show you. Right now I'm working on the Thu challenge. So I'll show you, I won't show you the woman because I don't know what I'm allowed to show on this stream, or if it's like considered mature or not. Oh my god, Roar. So here is one of the things that I'm doing on, if it'll load, on my stream, is this one right here. So this is going to be a part of the food challenge, and if you want to see more on this kind of stuff, come and hang by my stream. And I stream every Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. Wow, I'm about to fall asleep. Good thing we're ending in just a couple of minutes here. Shake his hand, yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more of this kind of stuff, you can stop by my stream. We're a little bit more rowdy over there, but if you don't mind that, then come for the party. Definitely give Pixelogic a follow. They have incredible streamers all week long, and you will be entertained by all of them. You'll be able to learn something from all of them. Tonight, this is all we really could come up with, which is totally fine. These segments, again, as a recap, is they're specifically to explore shape, explore design, talk about form, the reason why shapes work with each other. If you had any questions, you could always ask, that sort of a thing. And if you did enjoy watching it and seeing how ZBrush works, then definitely go and check out the ZBrush 45-day free trial down below. I had fun, regardless of being super tired tonight, like ridiculously tired tonight. Still a lot of fun. Always have fun doing these experimental free sculpts. And tomorrow is Thursday, June 22nd at 12 p.m. PDT. You're gonna get Timothy Rapp, and he's a lot of fun to watch. He answers questions really well and explains things really well, and he's got a lot to offer. So you can definitely check his stream out tomorrow. I do recommend it. And yeah, I'm gonna show you something real quick to make this industry standard, because we haven't made anything actually industry standard in a while. In order to do that, you can just go and grab your trusty industry standard brush and start doing this. Right here. This is... Hello. Wow, look at that. It's like, why did I even sculpt this? If you could just insert it, you could always just sculpt the things, okay? And we're gonna make sure... Oh, look at that! It's a new feature of 4R8 that I'm showing off with industry standard foot meshes. Look at this. Look at that. You can just cycle through your IMMs. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to keep redrawing things out. You can just cycle through your IMMs. Right like that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool if you ask me. But, you know, to theme it, I mean, this isn't as industry standard, but it is pretty industry standard, so let's just theme it appropriately. Like so. There we go. Don't talk to me! Don't you talk to me! Don't you ever talk to me or my son ever again. Alright. Okay, guys. Good night. Check out Timothy tomorrow. I hope you all have a great sleep. I'm gonna go get to sleep before I go a little bit crazy. I love all you. See you around, maybe a Tuesday on my stream, maybe here on Wednesday on this stream. Goodbye. Goodbye. Later.